Hello dear students of class 10, once again welcome you in SKP online classes. Yesterday we have discussed about the chemical reaction, in which we have discussed that chemical reaction is nothing but it's a chemical change. So chemical change or chemical reactions are the same, both have same meaning. That means chemical changes are known as chemical reactions. Now today we will discuss, after observing the chemical reactions, you might observe there are reactions in which temperature increases. So such type of reactions are known as exothermic reactions. Like for example, reaction between the carbon and oxygen, it gives you the carbon dioxide. When carbon interacts with oxygen, it gives you carbon dioxide. Along with that, it releases lot of heat energy. So it is exothermic reactions. If you exactly discuss, then it releases 393.5 kilojoule per mole. It releases this much quantity of heat energy. If there is a reaction between nitrogen and hydrogen, it releases very less quantity of heat energy and it forms ammonia. When nitrogen and hydrogen reacts, it forms ammonia and releases 92.3 kilojoule per mole. It's very less. So these are the examples. These are the examples which gives you the idea about the exothermic reaction. And the another reaction in which the heat energy is absorbed, the name is given endothermic reaction. You can take the example of nitrogen reacts with oxygen and gives you nitric oxide, NO, nitric oxide, and during this formation it absorbs 180.5 kilojoule per mole of energy. So this is the endothermic reaction. Again, if you talk about the mercury oxide, that is HCO, mercury oxide, it absorbs 180 kilojoule per mole of heat energy and get dissociated to give you the mercury and oxygen. So again here the energy is absorbed. So now look at, if the energy is released, then that energy is written on the right hand side of the chemical reaction. Now when you write, when the energy is absorbed, the energy is written on the left hand side of the chemical reaction. I have supplied you the notes. In notes you can observe these examples. If you have noted down, you might have in front of you. So in that case you have seen that on the reactant side, in a chemical reaction there is an arrow. Left hand side with respect to the arrow, whatever written, that is known as reactant. If on the left hand side of the arrow, if the energy is mentioned, that means energy is absorbed, and such type of reactions are known as endothermic. And if you talk about the exothermic reaction, you can see the examples given in your notes, that the energy involved are written on the right hand side of the arrow. So when the energy written on right hand side of the arrow, then it is said that energy is released. So when the energy is released, it is written on the right hand side of the chemical reaction, and if it is absorbed, then written on the left hand side of the chemical reaction. So this is the way you have to express the heat energy, whether released or absorbed. So now we will move further. Now the next topic we will take, that is chemical formula. Chemical formula. So what is chemical formula? Chemical formula is nothing. We know that chemical formula is nothing, but it's a chemical formula of a substance will tell you. Chemical formula of a substance will tell you the symbolic representation, or the chemical formula of a substance is nothing but it's a symbolic representation of the actual number of atoms present in one molecule of that substance. For example, the molecular formula is water is nothing but it's H2O. H2O. In previous classes might you have studied H2O. So H2O represents the one molecule of water. This is called formula, and this one molecule of water tells you that this molecule is made up of 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. So now you understood that chemical formula is nothing but it's a symbolic representation of a substance in which it tells you the actual number of each atom, present in one molecule of that substance. Now take another example, H2SO4. H2SO4, its chemical name sulfuric acid. Normally people know it as a tejab. H2SO4, which is used in your rechargeable battery, which is connected with your inverter in your house. In that battery, which acid is put? That is H2SO4. It is called sulfuric acid. Now what is the formula of sulfuric acid? H2SO4. So H2SO4 represents one molecule of sulfuric acid, and this one molecule of H2SO4 tells you that it is made up of, it consists of 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 atom of sulfur and 4 atoms of oxygen. So what does this formula telling you? Each and every atom, there are 3 types of elements here: hydrogen, oxygen and sulfur. So 3 types of atoms are there. So this formula tells you the number of each and every atom. Hydrogen 2 atoms, sulfur 1 atom, oxygen 4 atoms. When you put together all these things, then it is called chemical formula. It is called chemical formula. Now you have understood this. Now next we will discuss about the chemical equation. Chemical equation. So chemical equation is nothing. It is the mode of representation of chemical change. It is a mode of representation of chemical reaction. So now before that we should know what are there in chemical reactions. There are ingredients which interact with one another, which is called reactant. There are ingredients which interact with one another, or if only one ingredient is there, then it will get dissociated into number of ingredients. So the things which participates in reaction, the ingredients which participates in reaction are known as reactant. And after the interaction something new is produced. The thing which is produced are known as product. So now in chemical reaction, reactants are put on the left hand side of the arrow. Arrow represents results into, or you can say things react to give, tends to give. So that arrow towards the right hand side indicates that the whatever written on the left hand side, that interacts and gives the thing which is written on the right hand side of the chemical reactions. So chemical reaction is nothing, it is the way of representation of chemical change or chemical reaction with the help of symbol and formula. of the reactant and product. When the chemical change or chemical reactions are represented in terms of symbol and formula of reactant and product, then it is called chemical equation. It is called chemical equation. Now, you can take the example of any chemical reaction like that. The potassium permanganate molecular formula is KMnO4. KMnO4 reacts with hydrochloric acid, molecular formula HCl. Hydrochloric acid, molecular formula HCl. When this potassium permanganate and hydrochloric acid interacts with one another, it produces potassium chloride, manganese chloride, water and chlorine. How to write the potassium chloride? KCl. How to write the manganese chloride? MnCl2. How to write the water? H2O. How to write the chlorine? It is Cl2. So the thing which reacts with one another, that is KMnO4 and HCl, which is written on left hand side by joining these reactant with plus sign. So in the different reactant we put plus sign. Plus sign indicates that these ingredients interact with one another. On the right hand side of the arrow we are writing the product. So we might have more than one product. So all the products which are produced in this reaction must be written on the right hand side. So formula of all the chemical products should be written by putting plus in between. That means all the products should be joined with one another by putting plus sign in between. So this is the way we write chemical equation. So now what is the steps how to write the chemical reaction? So very first step you write the word equation. The first step which we write the word equation. Word equation, that is called skeleton. Skeleton means in biology you might have studied. We human beings have got the skeleton. Skeleton means bony structure of our body. So over bone only the fleshes are, all these things, organs and everything is put together. So this skeletal holds everything over it. So first of all we should make a skeleton, then only we will put something over it. Suppose that we don't have any bone, then what will happen? So we won't be able to have any shape of our body. So to have a particular shape of our body we need a skeleton. So in the same way chemical reactions, also chemical equation also need a skeleton. A skeleton means first of all we put word equation. That means we will write chemical reaction by word, like we will be writing the chemical reaction in a word. How? Potassium permanganate plus hydrochloric acid, put the arrow, then write potassium chloride plus magnesium chloride plus water plus chlorine. So this is the first step. So we have finished the writing skeletal equation. Then below this skeletal equation write the molecular formula of all these ingredients, like below potassium permanganate write KMnO4, below hydrochloric acid write HCl, below potassium chloride write KCl, below magnesium chloride write MnCl2, below water we write H2O, below chlorine we write Cl2. So in this way we got a unbalanced chemical equation. We got unbalanced chemical equation. Now what is unbalanced equation? Now you will see, if you observe this equation, what I said in this equation, both the sides, if you find the number of atoms will be different. Like for example, you can take this. On the left hand side KMnO4, so there are 4 oxygen, but on the right hand side see water, only 1 oxygen is there. So on the right hand side only 1 oxygen is there, but on the left hand side of the chemical reaction we have got 4 oxygen. So the number of atoms are different both sides. So if a chemical reaction has got, chemical equation has got different number of atoms both the sides, then what will happen? It is called unbalanced chemical equation. Now what is the duty? Now in class 9 you have studied law of conservation of mass. According to the law of conservation of mass, what we have said, during the chemical reaction mass neither be created nor be destroyed. That means mass remain constant even after the chemical reaction got finished. That means the whatever the mass is there before chemical reaction, same mass you will get after the chemical reaction. That means the mass of the product will be equal to the mass of the reactant. Okay, thank you.